Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we are going to be talking about something super important, and that is how to optimize your visibility, not just your website, your visibility around the web for AI. And I'm calling it, if AI is the new Google, how do you rank? I'm going to give you a few actionable tips. I'm not going to go into the horrible nitty-gritty, just like I hope you will find few things that you can do tomorrow and increase your visibility. First of all, and this is very important, is that you cannot optimize just your website. Of course, you need to change how you optimize your own website. However, you need to think of optimizing for visibility, right? So we need to optimize for lots of sources. And why is this? AI mode basically cites lots of sources when they are trying to find an answer for you. So the average, it's around 12 citations. And the citation comes from 1 to 28 different sources. So if you have just one website there, it is a very small chance that you will be cited, that you will be called as a wonderful source. So most answers contain between 12 to 15 sources, and only 0.12% of these answers rely on single source. Meaning, if you are trying to score in Google position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they don't change that often. Of course, you can drop from position 1 to 2, and 2 can drop to 4, and 4 can jump, but they are plus minus stable. And we watch them, and we want to make sure they are stable. So we are dropping, and we are looking how to get back to our position 2 or take that position 1. However, AI mode changes much more frequently. And just because you were cited once for what is the best casino online, let's say, doesn't mean that you will be cited again. Basically, AI mode is testing and looking and citing things all around the web. So if you want to be recommended as a source, or if you want to be cited as a source, you need to be in more than one source, right? So how do we work with AI visibility? It's all about being cited as a source. This website has the best explanation on RTPs. This website is a source on how to do this, and as well being mentioned as a brand. So the thing we have been saying for a very long time, build a brand. This is when it's becoming to be very, very, very useful, obviously, not just Google. And now I'm giving you an example. This is my really good friend, and she has been on this panel already. Maya Sayapina, she's a fantastic SEO. And she was in a video where we were talking about how Google is changing and how your life and your money is basically a hygiene. So if you missed that video, I highly recommend you check it out. However, I asked ChatGPT, who is Maria Sayapina, and you can see that it's being explained that she is an SEO professional, and there are tons of sources. So she is being found on Sigma Play, on Malta CEOs, Gambling TV actually twice. She visited Gambling TV in 2026 and 2014. She was mentioned as a judge for iGaming Idol and Calvinaire. She's on YouTube. She is everywhere. So when they are looking who is Maya Sayapina, there's so many sources that they can find who she is, and they can verify against each other if it's the same person. Doesn't work just for people. I as well ask, what is this script? Because I never saw it. So I asked, what is this script? This Matomo analytics tracking script. And again, it was found on lots and lots and lots of spaces, GitHub, and tons of others, right? I'm not going to go through them. And he's explaining me like, this is found, this is it, and this is where we found it. So if I wanted more information, I would click on the sources, and I could visit the source. So I can either find the brand, thinking for the next time, okay, I found information on this brand, that was a good one. Or I can actually click on any of these links and turn into a referral traffic. So keep that in mind. You don't want to be optimizing one space. You want to be optimizing lots of spaces around the web, right? And you can be on Quora, you can be on Reddit, you can just buy articles or just do some outreach for your brand. You want to invest in PR. This is where PR is really helpful if you manage it. And now we need to optimize our own website, right? So we're already optimizing all the other sources, but now we want to make sure our website is actually AI ready. First thing that comes in mind is write your content with the answer first format. What is that? So basically, we used to optimize for bots because we wanted to score and we didn't really care if humans going to find the information. And I'm saying good 10, 12, 15 years ago. Then we started to move to optimize for humans because Google introduced things such as soft metrics, like are people actually engaging with what you are telling them on your website? Are they watching your videos, enjoying the recipes, reading the text, converting from the pages where they should convert? So we had to change our strategy and a little bit change the content. And now we need to optimize for both. We need to satisfy humans and give them good answers. We need to help them. And we need to tell Google, yes, they are engaging with my content. However, we as well need to make the life of the bot easier because the scraping is changing. So what not to do? Don't do if you are writing about, let's say, casino review, or if you are explaining what is RTP, huge intro, huge history, huge context, and then there is an answer to actual question in the bottom of a page. The AI scraper is usually scraping real life and will not be able to find that. So do this instead. Answer the question within the first sentences of your website. What is RTP? Is this da 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 da? And then explain, then give us more data, then give us examples. So if I'm a human, I will want to see why you think this is how it is and where did you get the information. But as an AI bot, I just want to serve the answer. So how is it being scraped, right? Google basically, the classic Google, has their index. You create a website, page is indexed, information is downloaded, and then Google ranks it. Depends on tons of ranking data. We already know that. But it ranks you somewhere, and every time somebody searches for that, Google goes to its index. However, if it's an AI, the scraping varies. If it's AI overviews, it still relies a little bit on the Google index, but as well, it checks things alive. But some AI systems scroll the web directly. ChatGPT is using their bot and just continuously scrape the website. So here is a little how they actually behave on the web. So Google uses Google search index. You need to basically rank in Google and be visible to Google and be known to Google to be visible in AI overviews. Nothing new here. Perplexity, it's searching the live web. aka you ask something and it goes, doesn't have an index to go to, it just goes and finds what they find. ChatGPT is using the live search and training, and Claude is using their training and some browsing. What is the impact? How is this different? It means that because they are continuously checking websites and continuously scraping tons of pages to serve the answer you're looking for, you need to give them the answer there and then. They're not gonna scrape a document that contains 3,000 words only to find an answer on the last line. They will scrape the beginning of your content and move on. So if they don't find the answer right there and then you are not optimizing for those bots. Always ask, what am I trying to do with this page? What is the main purpose, main message, main thing I'm trying to sell on this page, and put that in the first few sentences. Example, is Starburst a high RTP slot? Yes, Starburst has RTP of 96.1. I'm a bot, I read this, I understand it is very simple, it's not difficult for me to understand. I found it on the top of your page and I'm happy. As well, I wanted to make a different slide, but then I thought I'm just going to use the same example. Question and answers really work very well. Again, I would give you basically the same example. What is question? What is answer? So think of adding questions and answers. A lot of you do it on the bottom of a page, like there is a whole thing explained, and on the bottom is as well, we have FAQs. So maybe think of the FAQs, moving them up or rethinking how they are implemented to the page, because many times they're the crawlable accordions and they are not that ideal for any bot. They could be crawlable. Yeah, they might be crawl, but if you make it easier, if you take things out of crawlable accordions, it is proven that even Google can read those better, and same goes for AI bots. Now become a source of trust. We talked about it about real authors and real EAT signals and what is EAT and how to work with it in 2026. So again, visit that video, but basically have trustworthy authors, not AI generated people that are so easy to be found not to be real, not to be experts. Have bios, make sure these people are known around the web. I gave you example of Barry Schwartz in my video where I was saying he is known and I believe he's a real person. And yes, I know who he is. So if he's talking about SEO, I'm listening. So it's called EAT. We all know what is EAT. It's not exactly an amazing ranking signal, but it is a trust source. Learn more about EAT. And it helps not just your rankings in Google, but as well within AI. And now this is something people still don't realize. It's that AI doesn't do keywords as such. They do entities. So you might want to make sure your website has entities rather than keywords. So you have got a whole cluster to make it understand what it is. So entity would be meta. Entity would be RTP. So you make a whole explanation about that and make it easy for AI. Again, you still need to do your keyword research, of course, but build an entity. Don't just stuff keywords somewhere. And of course, this is something that a lot of people fail. And I had people asking me, why am I not being visible here or there? And then I look at their robots and everything is blocked. If you want to be visible in AI places such as ChatGPT or AI overviews, you need to allow the bots. It's as simple as that. Many times, because in the beginning, when we started to have all this AI, we were scared. I was like, oh, they're going to scrape our website. They're going to just clone us. So first thing we did was log them all in our robots. Now make sure that if you are planning your AI strategy, you are allowing the bot. Visit your robots file right now and change it as much as you need to. And now, obviously, there are a million other things, but I want you to think those basics that can help you tomorrow. So I'm just going through the checklist once more without me talking about it too much. Give the answer very fast on top of your page, usually in FAQ format as well. FAQs are really helpful because we ask questions to ChatGPT rather than just online casino. We would ask what is the best online casino and why. I actually caught myself yesterday asking ChatGPT, dear ChatGPT, please don't think I'm stupid, but can you please explain me if the sign languages vary between different countries and different languages? Is Turkish sign language different to British sign language? Long sentence. And answer was, don't worry, you're not stupid. And then it explained me. We ask questions. So you need to ask questions on your website and give an answer. Table and statistics, it's easy to read as well. People like table and statistics. AI like tables and statistics. And it as well gives you trust signals, right? Structured data, we all know that we all love structured data. As I said, entities and topical clusters. And authors, again, quality authors, internal linking, and original data. Don't just copy paste. Come up with an original point of view, original piece of data, original ideas, original predictions, for example. And I actually compiled the most cited websites in AI search results. So if you are thinking of optimizing for more places than just you can do it on those places. Wikipedia, very difficult to get, but if you manage, great place. YouTube, easy to get. Blog, Google, Reddit, Amazon, Quora, Facebook. On most of these, you can create your presence for free, very fast and very efficient. So I really hope that my video was helpful for you and that tomorrow you will implement the first thing that will help you rank in AI. Thank you for listening.